Welcome to Dunsmore Moving Dirt. We're back out here on the hole where we was at yesterday. Had to wait till after dinner because it come probably a half-inch rain last night. The county roads, they was just blading them yesterday, and so I couldn't get up down the road till after dinner. But I had a little bit of water in the hole, which sometimes when you're moving mud, that helps. If the mud's real sticky, it'll kind of keep your tracks clean. But I tried to dig a little pit over there to keep the water away from the edge of the mud, which time I'm running back and forth down here, it's coming over here. But this isn't real bad, but it doesn't take a lot of mud to be real bad. It's just slimy enough through here that it gets under your tracks, and anytime you're pushing mud out of a tank with a bulldozer, believe me, it'll separate the men from the boys pretty quick, or the operators from the boll weevils. But there's some things that you can do that'll help. And first of all is don't worry about how much you can load up your blade so much down here that you're never going to get up there with it. So you just can't get greedy. Get out, get in front of your blade what you can get up the slope. And of course, when you're running a dozer, when you're pushing dry dirt or anything other than mud, when you see your tracks start to spin, you automatically raise your blade up a little bit. Well, that's the thing you don't want to do when you're in mud, because you raise your blade up a little bit and mud's going to come right up underneath your tracks, and then you're not going to go nowhere, no matter if you pick your blade straight up in there. So but just get out, get in front of you, and get out with what you can, just a little bit at a time. And every now and then you got to stop and just clean these slopes up, clean the mud off your slopes. I got me a little old dry place over there I can run. When your tracks get so muddy, go over and work a little bit in that dry dirt and rip it and cut it and get it up and get some dry dirt on them tracks. That helps a lot. This mud's going to start getting shallower as I come toward that tub there, but you just always, now I got rippers of course, and I'll keep this slope. Once that slope gets good and hard, it's best just to rip it up a little bit like this, and that gives that track something to bite hold of, some loose dirt, and that mud will kind of mix in with some dry dirt and help you get up it all right. But if you're pushing mud with a dozer, don't have rippers on it. Just get you a place where you got some dry dirt, clean your slopes up every now and then. Just go over there and get you some dry dirt and just spread it out on that slope, and that'll give you a little bit better traction. But the worst thing to do is just get a load of mud down there, because it's good. It's easy to get a load of mud down there, but you're not going to get up the slope with it. So just don't get greedy. Get what you can get, and every now and then just stop and clean your slopes up. And that was starting to get a little messy there because I was backing down in that water and had my tracks full of water and everything. Then I'd get up and squish it in that mud, so I just pushed some of it up there and just gonna let it dry. Then I'll put it in my pile and everything. But it's gonna come out all right. And like I say, and I always try to keep you. Yesterday, of course, I've got this really low where it was, but you never want to be leaning into that mud when you're edging into it, because it can suck you down in there. So always get it to where your mud's a little bit higher, that you're leaning to the outside with your dozer. That way you can edge into there and get a little bit, then turn out and come up the slope. But just don't have 2 or 3 foot of hard ground underneath that mud, because then when you try to edge into it, you're biting into that hard ground, and that's just a mess. I've got a little bit of too much hard ground here coming out of the hole, but that's how much I've peeled this back as I've been digging, pushing this mud up. You just keep peeling that back a little bit to keep that slope flat. But it's going to come all right. Like I say, this thing's been dry off and on, and that mud, even though it's been dry for a long time, it was pretty dry on top, but then you get 2 foot under the ground and it's kind of sloppy. But it's going to get less and less. I think it's going to be all right. And I wanted to dig this out in case it did rain last night, that water would come around here and come down in here out of the way. I just didn't get it out of the way enough. I didn't have enough of this mud. But we'll set the camera up maybe up here, that way you can see me slip and slide around a little bit. And on them older dozers, they used to say you stomp the hole in the floorboard when you're trying to push mud, and sometimes that's true. So Anyway, we'll set it up and put it on time lapse, and it's going to be look like I'm going a little faster than I usually do, but that's one way you don't load up too much. If you'll kick it up a gear or two and just get raise your speed up a little bit, and that keeps you from getting so much in front of you you can't push it. So that's always helps kick it up a notch. So I'll set it up here out of the way, and hopefully out of the way, and let you see a little bit of that scooting that mud out of there. good quitting spot. Now, y'all probably seen me and wondered what was I doing filling this hole back in with dirt. I was getting too deep below the mud, and if you stick your blade up to core that mud out, it goes down and gets underneath your tracks, and then you're just spinning again. So I filled that back just about the level of the ground under it. Now I want to get depth in this hole, but I don't want to do it till I get this mud out of here, because it was just getting so tall up I couldn't get it to roll down, and when I did, it got in front of my tracks, so then I had to back up and go again. Then I just kept getting this a little deeper. So I put enough dirt in here to get me right back up to the bottom of the mud. Now in the morning I'll start again, start edging into that, and then I'll have a pretty wide spot to run here, and I won't be in just a trough where it's getting under my tracks. So I still got a good place to put it. It is a long way back there, but I mean, I'd stack it up if it was dry dirt, but if you stack up mud too quick, then you run out of a spot, you can't get it. You've got to just stop and keep pushing it back. But that way I can mix it in with dry dirt, and it sits up. So anyway, and if it does come a rain tonight, that'll hold some water and it won't get over here next to the mud. I don't care. I won't do too much more with that. I may try to get some of that loose stuff out of there. But I think I got one more day that it's not going to rain, so I can get quite a bit of that. Then I may just back up and just dig this out, and then if it does rain, I can always start up there and come toward the mud if something happens, this gets full of water. But there is a tank up there, and it's plumb dry, so it will hold quite a bit of water if it was to come a rain. But I can get out quite a bit of that. Like I say, it's getting shallower and it's getting drier also. When it gets just like this right here, you can get that out pretty good. I mean, you still don't got to watch what you get. It's that slimy stuff. It's hard to get out. You can push this out here pretty good. So anyway, that's all we're going to do today. So again, thanks for watching this channel. If you hadn't subscribed, wish you'd do that, and hit the like button, share it with all your friends, and like your feedback and everything. So till we start up again tomorrow, remember, keep your blades shiny and your tracks clean. Bye. Anyway, at least keep your blades shiny. I know my tracks got mud on them. I'm not even going to show you that, but my blade is still clean. So Thanks for watching Dunsmore Moving Dirt. We're still where we was cleaning the mud out of that one tank a couple days ago, and I got it finished, and I was in a hurry to get up to the next one, and I didn't show you what this one looks like after the mud was out. But this is it, and I already got just a little bit of water in it. It come a rain over the weekend and put a little bit in it, but it's not enough to hurt. I'm going to go up here and work on that one where you see the dirt, because he wants to try to get that and dug out, and I can come back if he wants to and dig the far end of that out a little bit more and finish slicking off the dam. But got all the mud finally out of it and just finished it up just in time to get up there and do a little work on that one. And then it rained over the weekend, so no problem though. That thing will hold a lot of water, and I can still, like I say, go deeper over there. So we'll let y'all see that. And up there I did some level work on it when I finished this one, and kind of figured out what to do with that one, and we'll show you that one when we get up there to start working on that.